It began as a faint whisper across the void. A signal, so weak it was almost lost in the cosmic static, traveled for over 22 hours to reach us. This was the final message from Voyager 1, humanity's most distant emissary. For nearly 50 years, this small, determined spacecraft has been our eyes and ears in the great darkness beyond our world. It carried our hopes, our music, and our story into the interstellar medium, the vast ocean of space between the stars. The news of this final transmission, received on August 19, 2025, sent a ripple of emotion across the globe. The plutonium power source that has kept Voyager alive for so long was finally fading, its light dimming forever. Voyager 1 is now a silent ghost ship, sailing on an eternal voyage through the Milky Way. This final whisper was its last gift to us, a reminder of what we can achieve when we dare to look up. When Voyager launched in 1977, the world was a very different place. Yet, the mission united people. It gave us a shared perspective, showing us that we all live together on a small, fragile planet. The images it sent back were more than just scientific data, they were works of art painted by the cosmos itself. Voyager's final message is a bookend to a remarkable chapter of exploration. It challenges us to think about what comes next. Voyager's silence is not an empty one. It calls to us from the darkness, urging us to continue the voyage it so bravely began, to keep reaching for the stars. The story of Voyager begins in the 1960s, with a remarkable discovery. Scientists realized that in the late 1970s, the giant outer planets of our solar system, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, would align in a very special way. This alignment, which only happens once every 176 years, would allow a single spacecraft to visit all four of them. NASA seized this chance, designing two of the most ambitious missions ever conceived, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Launched just weeks apart in 1977, the twin spacecraft were marvels of engineering. The Voyagers did not just succeed, they revolutionized our understanding of the solar system. At Jupiter, they discovered active volcanoes on its moon Io, the first ever seen beyond Earth. Voyager 2, continuing the grand tour alone, gave us our first and only close-up views of Uranus and Neptune. It was a triumph of science, mathematics, and human ingenuity. Attached to the side of each Voyager spacecraft is a very special object, a golden-coated copper phonograph record. This is the Golden Record, a time capsule from Earth intended for any extraterrestrial civilization that might one day find it. It contains the story of our world, told through sounds and images. The hope was that this message in a bottle could communicate who we are, where we are from, and what our world is like. The contents of the record were chosen to represent the full diversity of life and culture on Earth. Music, the universal language, makes up a large part of the record's audio. Carl Sagan and his team hoped that even if an alien intelligence could not understand our science or our languages, they might appreciate the beauty and emotion contained within our music. The cover of the Golden Record is just as important as its contents. The Golden Record is a message of hope, a belief that we are not alone and that one day someone might hear our story. After their spectacular tours of the giant planets, the Voyager missions were far from over. Their new destination was interstellar space, the region between the stars. To get there, Voyager 1 had to cross a boundary known as the heliopause. This is the edge of the heliosphere, a vast magnetic bubble created by the sun that surrounds our entire solar system. The journey to this boundary took decades. Voyager 1, traveling at over 61,000 kilometers per hour, moved further and further from home, its signals growing fainter with each passing year. Then, in August 2012, it happened. Voyager 1 officially crossed the heliopause and entered interstellar space. The data sent back was clear. The spacecraft was suddenly swimming in a sea of particles that did not come from our sun, but from the explosions of distant, long-dead stars. Dr. Ed Stone, the longtime project scientist for Voyager, called it a historic leap for mankind. Voyager's instruments provided us with our first direct measurements of this mysterious region. These discoveries are crucial for understanding the structure of our galaxy and how star systems like our own interact with their surroundings. Voyager 1 became our first and only scout in this vast uncharted wilderness. The end came quietly. On August 19, 2025, the Deep Space Network, a global system of giant radio antennas, picked up the final coherent transmission from Voyager 1. For 48 years, the spacecraft had been powered by 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, or RTGs. The final message was not a sudden burst of data. but a carefully planned farewell. In the months leading up to this day, the mission team at JPL prepared a final command sequence. This sequence instructed Voyager 1 to use its last reserves of power to transmit a summary of its environmental readings, a final weather report from interstellar space. The signal, traveling at the speed of light, took 22 hours, 33 minutes, and 12 seconds to cross the 24.3 billion kilometers separating Voyager 1 from Earth. The data was simple: measurements of the magnetic field, the density of the interstellar medium, and the flux of cosmic rays. Its significance was not in what it said, but in the fact that it was said at all. After this transmission, Voyager 1 fell silent. The spacecraft will continue to coast through the Milky Way, a silent ambassador. It carries the golden record, waiting for a discovery that may never come. We are left with the silence, and the incredible legacy of the data it sent back over nearly half a century of exploration. The final message from Voyager 1, though brief, was packed with meaning for the scientists who had dedicated their lives to the mission. The data confirmed that the interstellar medium is not a uniform, empty void. Instead, it's a dynamic place with its own complex structure and, well, weather. Dr. Merav Ofer, a leading astrophysicist at Boston University, commented on the significance of this final data point. She explained that Voyager's last whisper tells us that the galactic environment just outside our solar system is relatively stable, at least for now. It gives us a baseline, a final clear measurement of our local interstellar neighborhood. The political and social impact of this final message has been immense. It served as a global event, a moment for humanity to pause and, look up. The Voyager program began during the Cold War, but it was a mission of pure science. This final signal has reignited a public passion for space, prompting calls for new, ambitious missions to the outer planets and beyond. The journey of Voyager is a story that belongs to all of humanity. The legacy of the Voyager missions extends far beyond the scientific data they collected. Their journey has held up a mirror to humanity, changing how we see our planet and ourselves. Perhaps the most powerful example of this is the pale blue dot photograph. In 1990, at the request of Carl Sagan, Voyager 1 turned its camera around one last time to take a picture of Earth from a distance of 6 billion kilometers. In the image, our world is just a tiny speck of light, a single pixel suspended in a sunbeam. This single image has had a profound impact on our collective consciousness. It has become an icon of the environmental movement, a symbol of our planet's fragility and isolation. Voyager gave us the ultimate overview effect without ever sending a human into deep space. The missions also had a significant political and societal impact. They were a source of inspiration and national pride, but their discoveries were shared openly with the international scientific community. Voyager was not just a journey of discovery, it was a catalyst for technological progress here on Earth. Voyager's final message reinforces a fundamental truth that we are only just beginning to grasp. We live in a vast and ancient universe. Our solar system is just one among hundreds of billions in the Milky Way galaxy, and our galaxy is just one of trillions in the observable universe. The 48-year journey of Voyager, which seems so immense to us, is a tiny step on a cosmic scale. It has traveled less than one light day from home. This perspective is not meant to make us feel insignificant, but to fill us with a sense of wonder. The discoveries made by Voyager have fundamentally changed our view of our own solar system. Before Voyager, the outer planets were just fuzzy points of light in telescopes. Voyager revealed them to be complex and dynamic worlds, each with its own unique personality. It reminds us that we are a species of explorers, driven by an innate need to see what lies over the next hill, or in this case, beyond the next planet. The silence of Voyager 1 is not an end, it's an invitation. It challenges us to write the next chapter in the story of human exploration. The universe has not run out of mysteries. We've only just begun to read the first page. There are still so many unanswered questions. The spirit of Voyager must live on in new missions that push the boundaries even further. We must continue to invest in space exploration, not just for the scientific knowledge it brings, but for the perspective it gives us. Space exploration inspires young people to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's an investment in our future, a way of ensuring that we continue to grow as a species, both technologically and intellectually. Voyager's journey has shown us that we are capable of achieving incredible things when we are driven by curiosity and a desire for knowledge. The voyage has just begun.